Sing this one together. I urge you to sing with me in the chorus as I prepare us to sing. I celebrate the divine in you. I celebrate the divine in me too. We are more than human, more than color, culture, or religion, more than personality or anything we could ever do. So let's glorify the divine in me and you. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Namaste. I honor you with all that I am. Gloria in excelsis Deo. I glorify the divine in me and you. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Namaste. I honor you with all that I am. Gloria in excelsis Deo. I glorify the divine in me and you. Let's do one more time. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Namaste. I honor you with all that I am. Gloria in excelsis Deo. I glorify the divine in me and you. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Namaste. I honor you with all I am. Gloria in excelsis Deo. I glorify the divine in me and you. I glorify the divine in me and you.
I glorify the divine in me and you. Let's pause for a moment, friends, and close your eyes if it's comfortable, or soften your gaze. And for just a brief moment, let's become aware of our breath. As individuals and as a collective community that is pausing, that is sitting together, that is breathing together into this moment to glorify the divine. As a community, we glorify the divine out there. That beautiful, beautiful playground planet Earth. We glorify the creation. And with a shift of awareness and a shift to that internal place of unlimited space, unlimited potential, that place of absolute good that touches us in consciousness. We glorify the divine. We glorify the Creator and the creation. knowing that we are fully human in expression and we are fully divine expressions of the one. And so we glorify the divine in me and in you. Glorify the divine. And let's sit and pause for just a moment in the awareness of this word, glorify. That spark in consciousness, whatever colors are coming up in your imagination in this moment, this unlimited place where there is a wellspring of love in you. Just sit there and glorify the divine for a moment. In the stillness and in the silence. As I glorify the divine, I continually surrender my imperfections to the Christ within. As I glorify the divine, I surrender all to the Christ within. I honor you with all that I am. I honor the great I am with all that I am. I glorify the Creator and the creation. I glorify the divine in you and in me. And in everything that I see. And so it is, and so we let it be. And as you take a gentle exhalation when you're ready, I invite you to be back in this space, in this time, and bring with you that sense of glory, that sense of the divine that is breathing us all, right here and right now.
Gloria in excelsis Deo. the divine in me and you. Gloria, I glorify the divine in me and you. I glorify the divine in me and you. And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, let us sing this one together. It's called Feeding My Faith, and I hope that you will sing along with me. Hope is the dawning light within me, feeding my faith, deepening my faith. Hope is the dawning light within me, feeding and deepening my faith. Let's sing God. God is the dawning light within me, feeding my faith, deepening my faith. God is the dawning light within me, feeding and deepening my faith. Love is the dawning light within me, feeding my faith, deepening my faith. Love is the dawning light within me, feeding and deepening my faith. Peace is the dawning light within me, feeding my faith, deepening my faith. Peace is the dawning light within me, feeding and deepening my faith. Grace, joy is the dawning light within me, feeding my faith, deepening my faith. Joy is the dawning light within me, feeding and deepening my faith. Truth is the dawning light within me, feeding my faith, deepening my faith. Truth is the dawning light within me, feeding and deepening my faith. Feeding and deepening my faith. Feeding and deepening my faith. Now we're just going to chant, feed my faith, 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 feeding my faith, feeding and deepening my faith.
Thank you, Deidrey. Today's message is holding the vision, because we've been talking about, that's the wrong one. We've been talking about imagining and reimagining, releasing, holding the faith. So holding the vision, or maybe don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch. I got a call this week to come and spend some time in a kindergarten class this week, and I picked up a couple of books to read to take up some time because, it's the smallest class in that school, and if there was a trapeze in that classroom, they would be on it. And but so I picked up a couple of books and I read them, and they were both about how to color eggs or hiding Easter eggs, and they were around Easter. And then at the end of the day, who's going to see the Easter bunny? And someone was like, I'm not, because we celebrate Passover. There. I don't know of a children's book that explains Passover to kindergartners because, that's kind of a gruesome story. They had to put paint on the, so the Holy Spirit would pass over and not kill the firstborn children in the house. It's kind of gruesome. And, so we'd been talking about Easter, and so I found the mother. I sought the mother out, and I'm like, I just want you to know that I was, in this classroom today substituting, and I read a couple of books. I just grabbed what was, around to read, and they were both, around eggs and Easter, and there was no, intention, because like I am an interfaith minister was one of my ordinations, and I see the truth in all of these practices and teachings, and she was like, we don't worry about that. We live in the South. So I got some grace. And then as I went to check on someone else in another part of the school, the second graders were hatching eggs this week. Yeah, they like bring in an incubator and they set it up, and they hatch eggs. And so one of the classrooms had 10 chicks and another one had 13 chicks, and both still had eggs that had not yet hatched. And I got to, remember, candling an egg so you can see the embryo forming in the egg, and, the little chicks get an egg tooth, because chickens don't really have teeth. They get that little hard point where they can, peck their way out of their shell. And, and there's this expectation that all the eggs are going to hatch. You ever had that, like counting your eggs before they hatch? Cute little kids holding ducks. It pooped on me. That happened a lot. And isn't life like that? We are counting we're counting our chickens, and then they really do hatch. And then is it always what we really want? Has it felt like maybe a seagull flew over and bullseye? We all have these expectations about how life is going to unfold for us. We have imagined that this is what's going to happen, and then we sit crisscross applesauce and we contemplate, we meditate, we focus on our navel, and we think that we've got it all clear, and I'm doing the work, I'm doing this spiritual work, and this is how it's going to show up, and life is going to be good. And then, has it ever not shown up exactly as you thought it was going to be? That relationship that didn't quite work out. That job that was not all you thought it was going to be. That dinner party that you just knew everyone was going to get along. I feel like I'm hitting some buttons today. Pulling up some past memories. We have this belief that when I get aligned with the spiritual truth of myself, everything is going to unfold smoothly. And when we do that, we're like, ooh, Hosanna to the highest. Right? We were reminded in our daily word that Jesus, the story goes that Jesus said, hey, y'all, because he spoke with an Appalachian dialect. Hey, y'all, go up yonder into up to the town, and you're going to find a donkey and a colt, and I need you to bring those to me. And so they did, because, how is it that somebody who is aligned can know that there's going to be a donkey and a colt? By now, they don't even question. They just go and they do, and it's all is sus. It is all just exactly the way. Because when we are in true alignment with the truth, we can already see how it's going to be, and we don't have to imagine, because in divine mind, when we reach that place of alignment, we can see clearly. But when we're just sitting crisscross applesauce and imagining that we know what's going on, we put on expectations and we lock our beliefs of what we want to happen into how it's going to be. But they went and they found the colt and the donkey, and they brought them back, and then everybody lays their coats on the back of the colt. And that's what Jesus rides into town. Well, everybody is waiting on, ooh, Hosanna, the King of the Jews is here. He is going to lead the revolution. Because they'd been doing the work and they had this idea of what he was showing up to do. And he was not showing up to disrupt in the external experience here on playground planet Earth, which in the history of the earth that we know of has never been completely at peace. People so paradoxically want peace, and they don't want anything to change. Right? We talked about it this morning. Move their chairs in church and see how peaceful people are. And the thing is that even the people in Jerusalem that were yelling Hosanna, they could see correctly. They could see that this person was at peace. This person understood. This person could see clearly, and what they expected was immediate external change. And that plagues us to this day. You know, I think it got worse, you know, when McDonald's opened and you could get it your way and, you know, in 60 seconds or less. But we want immediate results, do we not? We have these young people in our lives, in our homes. Maybe they're your children or your grandchildren, and someone has raised them, and it might not have been you. It's a combination of all the influences of their life, and then we want them to change immediately, and they don't. When is the last time a young person looked at you and saw you change immediately? We can't do it. They certainly can't because their prefrontal cortex has not developed. We can't do it because we don't like change. And until we get clear on the truth that what has to change is that I have to surrender all of my imperfections to the indwelling divinity within me, and we think that change, when I say I want change, what I mean is I want you to change. It's true. We want everybody else to change. You know, and so we get this idea of how things are going to unfold. This should be working by now. I've done this work. I've done this. I have faith the size of a mustard seed. I have this. Our struggles are not because we lack faith. Our struggles occur because we attach our faith to a specific outcome, to a specific picture of the way it's going to be. And it happens in our individual lives. It happens collectively in groups and organizations. It happens as countries. It happens as a human race. We all say we want peace, and yet we don't have peace inside of us. There's no peace within. And we want growth, and we want transformation, but growth rarely looks the way we imagined it would look. And transformation is terrifying. I mean, but because at some point, you know, when the butterfly is transforming when the caterpillar is transforming into the butterfly, it turns into goo. Like that's what the science books print. It turns into kind of this goo substance, right? The chicken that was in that egg started out as kind of like a goo substance. And yet the divine intelligence that is within that yolk turns into a chicken, and that chicken has transformed, and
it develops some sort of consciousness. And don't you think it would be a little bit terrifying to wake up and not really be able to move, and you're inside this hard little shell? I mean, it's so like challenging to stand in the presence of the one and say, use me, transform me, change me, and be willing to do that without saying, and here's what I think I want it to look like. Here's what it should be. It takes courageousness to surrender the imperfections. And imperfections are not in this physical form, right? Our imperfections are in the ideas, the thoughts, the beliefs that we have. The imperfections are in the habits and the actions that we take that don't serve our highest and best good. And we have them. I mean, I know that you all like project onto me this perfection, but every once in a while I have a diet soda. That's not good for me. That's a bad habit. I should quit. I've quit before, but nobody likes a quitter. I mean, how do you win and get ahead when you're trying to live intentionally in this manifest playground and still live true to the spirit within? How do you throw your garments on top of a colt and climb on so that your spirit controls and takes over the animal ideas that live within us? How do you harness the beast mentality, the lowerness of our intellect? How do we harness that by our spirit and ride into the house of bread where all our needs, all our desires show up for us? When it's so easy to be like, oh, can't I ride the donkey so my feet don't drag the ground? I have to ride the colt. We make up these stories. We talked about that last week. Feels really good to shout Hosanna, and it's easy to do it when things are going well. Hosanna, glory to God. Hosanna. Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord. It is so easy to do that when things are going well, but what happens when things don't look the way you think they should? What happens when things aren't showing up? Are you going to stay grounded? Can you stay aligned with the truth of who you are? How can you hold the vision when it no longer looks like the victory you thought you were going to have? As I was gathering chicks this week to put them back in the box so we could put the heat lamp on them, the teacher told me a couple years ago, none of their eggs hatched. So a class of heartbroken second graders. So they called up the place they got the eggs, and they were like, oh my goodness, how that is so terrible. We're going to bring you some chicks so y'all can experience some chicks. Good, things are the way they should be. Things are the way they should be. Well, the chicks they brought, and they left in a box, and they put a heat lamp on it the same way they always do. But these chicks were just a little bit older.
Smart second graders.
Oh, no, smart chicks. By the next morning, those chicks had hopped out of that box, and there was chicken poop all over that classroom. You ever get what you want and then life is suddenly messy? You got a lot of cleanup work you got to do. You know, how do we stay grounded? How do we stay aligned? How do we stand in a classroom where there are 15 chickens running around and there is poop everywhere? How do you stand in the midst of that, centered and grounded, and go, Hosanna? How do you do that? And yet here's the thing, that is the thing that we are invited to do day after day after day, is we are invited to stand in the messiness of this playground planet Earth and still imagine a greater truth without attaching onto our faith some specific outcome. So I love that tagline that I hear from a lot of people that are like, this or something greater. This or something better, something greater. Because here's the truth. In the infinity of the mind of God, we can see clearly about this little bit of it, and we decide, this is what's best for me. And we can't even imagine all the possibilities. We can't imagine all the good that can come from us. And if we attach our thoughts and our beliefs, and that this is what success looks like, this is what this I know is what's best for me, we are limiting the good that we can receive, and we are blocking our experience of joy. And then in this season of Lent, as we are releasing that which no longer serves us, as we are stepping into the fullness of the Christ within us, Jesus shows us this path of overcoming the appearances of the world. And so we have to hold the vision of something greater, of something kinder, of something more gentle in the world. And we have to, if you're writing this down, underline this, we have to do two things. We must believe that it is possible. We must believe we deserve it. And when we believe better is possible, and that all of us on playground planet Earth deserve to be at peace, to be at joy, to have all our needs met, to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder together and to glorify I am. To glorify the divine in you and in me, we have to do those two things. And give up an idea of what that might look like. Because that's what pulls us off center. That's what pulls us out of the awareness of the truth of our oneness. Out of the truth that we can indeed overcome these petty differences that would have us fight like animals and welcome us into the house of bread, the house of possibilities, into the prosperity that is the kingdom on earth. And so on this Palm Sunday, I invite you, as you step into the world this week and you notice the messes, to hold the idea that there can be better and that we all deserve it. And bless the people. Bless the situation. Bless yourself. And if you're really, really feeling courageous, just shout Hosanna. Literally shout it out. And when people say, why did you do that? Say, they told me to at church on Sunday. And then you invite them to come back with you. Hosanna. This or something greater is in store for all of us when we believe it's possible and we know that we deserve it. And this is true. And this is what I was invited to share this week. And friends, thank you for having ears that hear and eyes that see. I love you.
Thank you, Rev Todd. I made notes. I made a lot of notes. Oh my goodness. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your wisdom. This is by Nancy Pimpkin. What are you hoping for? What do you wish to gain? What is your greatest dream? And in the end, what is the legacy you hope to leave behind? Whatever it is, you must find your light and hold the vision. Let Spirit's wisdom guide you on to the truth. No matter what you do, don't let go. Hold the vision. The world that you wish to create is at your fingertips. Open your heart and trust the voice within. Find the joy lives deep in your soul. Then reach as high as you can reach, and hold the vision. Let Spirit's wisdom guide you on to the truth. No matter what you do, just hold